All right, everyone. Ilhan Omar has managed to make another statement even more acerbic than her first couple. The first one was talking about the Benjamins in context with the Israeli lobby, and then she's like more pointed the next time. Now she's aimed her guns at Obama, actually, which is, I mean, I would rate this as mostly true, and I'll get into exactly sort of why. But what she said basically is, well, Obama, basically fuck him. He was just basically a smile on his face, and he was the same as Trump, warmonger, imperialist, and stuff like that. I'm thinking to myself, within the context of Ilhan Omar's belief system, the reason why she would dislike Obama is related to the fact that he conducted drone strikes on people she agrees with, namely certain Islamo-fascist groups within the Middle East, South Asia, because Ilhan Omar is a zealot. That's primarily why. So again, there is a qualifier when Ilhan Omar says something that's like when she calls out AIPAC and says, well, this is a foreign lobby, they take a lot of money, they don't look out for American interests, primarily it is an Israeli-backed lobby. That may be true, but the only reason she really cares about that issue is because of her specific zealous beliefs. Her socio-political / religious ideology, they mesh together in that context, is really the CAIR, again I believe pronounced CARE, backing Hamas, does fund terrorism, backs Ilhan Omar, thinks she's great. That's the reason why she's saying these things. But she is mostly right. The only problem I have with her statement there is that she's comparing Obama to Trump instead of comparing him to Bush. Because Trump is considerably less inclined towards warfare and adventurism than any president we've seen in a while. Every other president's like, oh, bomb this country, bomb that country, let's build new bases, invade here. The only thing I have really that big a problem with Trump's foreign policy so far has been leaving troops in Syria. Because I think that it's pointless. It's like Assad has already steamrolled ISIS. ISIS basically doesn't exist anymore in Syria or Iraq. It's been wiped off the face of the earth. No help, by the way, from the Obama administration, which is a reason why Ilhan Omar might be mad at him. Maybe she's an ISIS backer. I don't know. I think she backs the more so-called moderate rebels. At this point, it's funny because under Obama, we started defining groups like Hamas as moderates. Not just Hamas, Al-Qaeda, we were parlaying with them over in Afghanistan. It's like, oh, ISIS is spreading here in the mountains. We got to team up with the Taliban and Al-Qaeda in order to get rid of them. And it was surreal because, under the Bush administration, they were the devil. They were demons, basically, sent from hell and burning up our skyscrapers and terrible shit. And then we ended up making fucking political deals with them because Bush and Obama were inept. Now ISIS has been wiped out in most of the Middle East. If it weren't for Clintonian / Obama-esque foreign policy, Libya would have no ISIS members in it. Afghanistan falls apart because of Bush's mishandling. Notably, Trump is the one that's not fucking these places up. He's been withdrawing and reassembling U.S. interests in these regions, reformulating how we deal with these crises, and it has worked. ISIS was still running roughshod when Trump first got into office. Now they're an afterthought again. Well, isn't that lovely? That's one of his campaign promises, and it worked. No wonder Ilhan Omar would dislike the dude. And to compare him to Obama, well, kind of, I guess, in some ways, but at the same time, Trump's way better. Less warmongering, certainly can handle an economy better. I think it's an insult to Trump to compare him to Obama. And I think that the thing is, though, the people that actually matter in regards to her position are her constituents. And these are Democrats, largely partisans, further left, especially if in her district they're electing her. They're definitely further left. They still like Obama largely. He's considered he's well-liked among liberals. I'm not sure how good a political strategy going forward attacking Obama is, especially when Obama's one of those special people that has at his beck and call support from both the corporate side of the party, because he stood out of the way of mass oil extraction expansion, the oil boom, fracking and stuff. He did nothing to stop him. He's liked by the corporate backers of the Democratic Party. He was actually a corporatist the whole time. He just pretended not to be, which is most Democrats. These new junior representatives are the ones that are actual, mavericks. They're zealots. They're motivated by weird ideologies, but like with AOC, you've got socialism. With Ilhan Omar, you've got Islamofascism. All of these poisonous ideologies filtering back into the Democratic Party because the party structure has become so weak they're unable to suppress them all. Or Rashida Tlaib or some of these other people. That's why you've got people suggesting weird shit on the campaign trail that makes sense. Look, AOC's plan looks really great to her constituents that are 30-40% socialists. And most of the rest are just generic far-left liberals. They love the idea of free shit. They love Bernie Sanders and stuff. Does the nation? No, of course not. And there was an article, literally I think it was written yesterday, with Kimberly Strassel at Wall Street Journal, one of the few conservatives, so-called, that they let, write there. She's sort of more of a neocon, but she kind of likes Trump, I guess. A little bit vaguely populist. She came out with an article and it echoed exactly what I said about the Democratic schism several years ago, which is, look, the main problem is the Democratic Party is not comprised of a coalition that sticks together. There's no glue to bond them together. There's no Obama to hold the party together. Looking at the field, there's nobody to hold them together. There is no candidate that they can nominate that's capable of getting both the alienated business Dems that flock to Trump to get aboard, and at the same time get the further left voters riled up so that they turn out in high enough numbers. There is no candidate to do that. You'd need a far-left candidate to temper their platform. At any step of the way, they could alienate the far-left. Or you'd need like a Biden or a Hickenlooper to take up some of their far-left issues, possibly alienating the business Democrats. There's a good chance it would happen, especially when Trump is going to do whatever he can to drive a wedge into their party anyway. He almost doesn't have to do that, though. Pelosi's mismanaging the Democratic Party. As far as Ilhan Omar, they have refused to muzzle her and rebuke her officially, and she keeps saying stupid shit that is going to get the Democratic Party in trouble. I'm almost thinking, is it possible that maybe Trump paid these people off to become Democrats? Say, look, go get in there, be bombastic, here's how you do it, here's my strategy in brief, you'll win. And call yourself the Justice Democrats and be far left and then crack the party apart so that I sail to re-election. It's possible. It'd be right down his alley to have such an operative strategy, and it'd definitely work. We see the proof is in the pudding at the moment. Interesting. Because I thought that the Republicans were in disarray, destroying one another like a dog chasing its tail, and yet I look at the Democrats, that's them. That's their problem. They're the ones that are doing that. Again, I say this, I wish that there were a Democratic Party that was sane, had a platform, number one, and number two, a platform that was worth voting for, because I do want alternatives to Trump and to the Republicans. I'm not a Republican, I'm not a conservative, not even really a dedicated populist, more than I am a partisan, but there are things I disagree with Trump on. Yes, I wish we had a Democratic Party that wasn't solely about hating white people and raising taxes and throwing the borders open. It would be nice if they were a sane political movement. Instead, what they've done is they've taken the 5 to 10%, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? So that 5 to 10%, maybe 15% of the party that's comprised of really, really far out there, hate-filled, identity politics utilizing, tax everyone at 100% socialists and communists, are the ones that are informing party policy. And Pelosi's too afraid of them to do anything. She's not willing to kind of say, look, enough is a fucking enough. Be silent. If you're too dumb to speak, you shouldn't be speaking. I call my party, we're going to rebuke Ilhan Omar, we're going to rebuke AOC because you're fucking nuts, you don't know what you're doing, you're not in charge of the party. But she doesn't have the balls to do that, literally speaking. She's in charge of the corporate money, she likes her position, and she doesn't want to be challenged. She doesn't want an in-party challenge to her rulership, and so she's willing to just kick the can down the road and hope that they shut up. They're not going to shut up. They're idealists. They're zealots. These people are violent zealots. Yes, they want to kill people that disagree with them in the most literal sense. Sometimes they even allude to it. Even old schoolers like Maxine Waters comes out and says weird shit. Maxine Waters is just sad because now people half her age are doing the same stupid things that she did and got away with because people just assumed she was demented. That's about all. Peace out.